Now up on our digital stage is Stu Sleppen at VAL.
Thanks, Ash. Appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today to see our VAL presentation. As Ash said, my name is Stu Sleppen, Managing Director of Sales and Marketing at VAL. Here with me today are my colleagues, Derek Dobson, Director of Product Development, Tim Benz, Director of Sales. And we want to start by giving you a little background on VAL, how we got to be where we are today, point out some key features of the platform, then jump right into the demo. After the demo, we will be here to answer any questions you may have. Thanks again, and enjoy the VAL experience.
In a galaxy not far away, New York City, that is, Rick Trepp, a respected pioneer of CREtech and founder of more than 5 successful CRE companies, including Trepp LLC and the Rockport Group, recognized there was a long unanswered demand for a more efficient and technologically advanced cash flow modeling and valuation platform. In 2017, Rick answered that call, and VAL was born. Sharing in Rick's vision, shortly after VAL was founded, Moody's Analytics became an investor and collaborative partner in VAL. A respected and successful veteran at the helm, combined with institutional backing, puts VAL in the unique position to truly change the industry for the better. What is VAL? VAL is bringing cash flow modeling and valuation into the future. A true cloud-based platform, VAL uses the best of modern technology to reimagine the process of modeling commercial real estate assets. It is a very powerful alternative to the previous standards and underwriting solutions. VAL currently supports office, retail, industrial, multifamily, and any combination of those asset types. Hospitality to be added in 2020. VAL was voted the #1 underwriting platform by CREtech. Being a 100% true cloud-based platform, you can log into VAL from anywhere, anytime, on any internet-ready device. VAL's intuitive user interface makes it easy to learn and easy to use. VAL models can easily be shared with users and non-users alike. Plus, the collaboration feature allows users to work on models simultaneously in real time. VAL's import tool allows users to quickly and easily import other valuation models directly into VAL. VAL's API architecture puts it in a class above the rest. It is designed for users to integrate their data and third-party platforms into VAL, streamlining workflow and making underwriting more efficient. VAL is a living, breathing platform that is continually evolving based on industry and client needs by regularly releasing enhancements and upgrades to the platform at no added cost or disruption to users. And VAL is affordable. It requires no installation or costly internal upkeep, and there are no maintenance fees or training fees. Are you ready for the future with VAL? Let's start by navigating over to rockportval.com. Click Login and enter your credentials. And we're off to the races. Once logged in, we're brought to the main properties page. This is where we find all of our models. Depending on preference, we can switch between tile or list views. In the list view, using the sort and filter fields, we can easily find models with certain attributes. For example, we can search, sort, or filter by property type, size, date created, MSA, or region. And there are several other key actions available on this screen. First, we can create a new model. Click the New Property tab and fill in the required information as prompted. Second, import a model using the proprietary import tool. Third, create a portfolio by checking the box next to a model. We can add properties to an existing portfolio or create a new one. We'll cover a bit more on portfolios later on. For today's demo, we'll take a look at an existing office model. Keep in mind all property types are laid out in a similar fashion, so the demo still applies if your group focuses on a different asset class. At the top of every model sits the collapsible main information blue header bar. Click the arrow to collapse the bar and gain more screen real estate. The header bar stays with us throughout the model, displaying property name, address, and high-level metrics like occupancy, valuation, average rents, and analysis period. Note, the valuation as well as the other metrics are live running. No need to rerun numbers or refresh the page. Also in the header bar are two features that really set VAL apart and adds to the extreme flexibility of the platform: Share and Collaborate. When we click the three-line or hamburger menu on the right, we launch the Share With screen. There are two methods to share a VAL model with others. We directly type email addresses here along with a custom message, or copy this unique link, paste it into our own email account, and send it from there. Imagine the ease of sending a model out to hundreds or thousands of colleagues, clients, or investors with the click of a button without having to download and email large attachments. When someone clicks the link that is sent to them, they have immediate access to view our model. VAL users are brought directly into a copy of the model, and those who are not VAL users are prompted to create a login and then brought into a copy of the model, of which they can view in perpetuity, no installation or paid license required. In other words, no one is ever locked out from viewing VAL models. If we don't want or need to share an entire VAL model, all VAL reports are shareable and also exportable to Excel. For record-keeping purposes, VAL archives a version of the model whenever the Share With button is clicked. Using the version log, we can reference and access previous versions at any time. We can also manually save versions whenever necessary and assign unique titles. To access the Collaborate feature, we click the plus icon next to Collaborate With. Here we have the ability to invite people into a live version of our model. With the Collaborate feature, multiple users can work in a single model simultaneously, and any changes they make show in real time. We can collaborate with others within our own company as well as externally. If you need real-time collaboration with clients or investors, VAL has you covered. When we decide collaboration with others is no longer necessary, click the X next to their name, and their collaboration privileges are no longer active. On the dashboard, in addition to displaying more high-level metrics for the property, VAL has access tabs for third-party integrations. This demo user has set up integrations with REIS and NCREIF. The REIS tab will display useful market data and comps that we can reference when populating our market lease assumptions. The NCREIF tab displays income, expense, and valuation trends for institutional-level assets in a given market, as reported by NCREIF members. As we begin to navigate into the model itself, the left menu bar houses the different sections, all laid out in a way that makes for an intuitive workflow. In the Details section, VAL's integration with Google Maps provides a fully functioning and printable map along with zooming capabilities in Street View. An additional integration with the U.S. Census Bureau provides region, division, and MSA based on the address of the property. VAL offers a stacking plan of the property based on suite, floor, and area size of the property. We can look at a future stacking plan by adjusting the date to a point in time in the future. The stacking plan is easily exportable to JPEG and PNG for inclusion in offering memorandums or other marketing material. Now, let's take a quick look at how a few inputs are entered into a model. Something important to note, on most screens, VAL automatically saves all work unless otherwise prompted to save. Also, as data is entered or a change is made, our numbers are recalculating and updating in real time. Let's start by taking a look at the Income and Expenses section. You'll see each table can be accessed from the top, with a compiled view of all items at the far right. To give a good idea how each input looks, we'll click All Items. You'll notice a theme present throughout all input sections, that everything is laid out intuitively and with several features built in to make the entry process that much easier. Most input screens throughout VAL were also designed in a grid-style layout. This displays everything clearly and in a way that most users are accustomed to working. Let's take a look at a few of the convenient entry features. Anywhere you see a pencil icon in VAL, means there is the ability to provide more details. A click of the pencil generates a pop-up window for additional entry. In this example, we are given the ability to enter detailed expenses over time. With a right click of the mouse, we can copy right, copy down, or across and down. The pop-ups enable users to stay on one screen, which helps streamline workflow and drastically reduces the tendency for error. Another entry feature is drop-down menus. Wherever different options are available, VAL provides a drop-down menu to display and choose from. Here we can choose from various units of measure or frequency. When we choose from growth rate assumptions, the drop-down list includes additional functionality. We can create a new assumption or view and edit an existing assumption by clicking on the pencil icon. Close the pop-up window, and we're right back to the income and expenses input screen. VAL frequently uses toggle switches throughout the platform. The toggles allow users to simply turn on and turn off various options or methods. Here we can make this expense a variable expense or set this expense as a notional account. With the use of some of the previously mentioned features, VAL's rent roll section is where the majority of data is entered. No need to continually bounce around from section to section. We can address each tenant and the attributes that apply to them all from the rent roll screen. In the rent roll, and in other sections of the platform, VAL has hotkey functionality that makes the input process even quicker. By clicking F1, a table of hotkeys is displayed pertaining to the specific section we are in. A few examples are: Control =, will create a new lease to the roster. Control B will expand the screen for easier viewing. And Control E will export our rent roll to Excel, just like that. If there is a large rent roll, rather than keying them all in, we can cut and paste directly into the rent roll screen from Excel. To build a rent roll from scratch, simply add leases one by one, or use VAL's cloning feature to recreate full tenant rows and then edit each as necessary. The same convenient entry features found throughout VAL are also found on the rent roll screen, like drop-downs, calendars to choose dates, and pencil icons. Where these features are really game changers is how they're applied to recoveries and rollover assumptions, or as some refer to them as market leasing assumptions. When applying a recovery method to a lease, we can choose one of the default methods from the dropdown, choose a custom recovery method, edit one of our custom recovery methods, or create a whole new method right from here. When finished, we're brought right back to the spot where we left off. No need to lay down a trail of breadcrumbs throughout the platform to find your way back, saving time and preventing errors. The rollover assumptions are addressed in a similar fashion. From the drop-down menu, we can choose assumptions created for a tenant type, created for this specific tenant, or create and apply a whole new assumption. Assign a renewal probability, term, downtime, market rents for new and renew, in-term adjustments, any free rent, TIs, LCs, a recovery method, and finally, assign an assumption to have this assumption roll to once its term has expired. Once done, we click the Back to Rent Roll tab, and we are brought right back into the specific cell where we left off. Diving a bit deeper into rollover assumptions, or RLAs for short, we'll explore the RLA section, which houses a unique feature to VAL that has quickly become a user favorite, and that's the RLA scenario function. Starting with a baseline of assumptions, in which, as hinted at before, we can create as many assumptions as we'd like, we click the Copy RLA Set tab, and VAL will clone the entire set of assumptions. We can change any assumption, thereby creating a second scenario that can be applied to the model. Let's call this new set Downside. Next, we can go in and perhaps apply some less aggressive parameters to this set of assumptions. Let's make these market rents a bit lower. Along those lines, we can also create an upside, or more aggressive set, or really any number of scenarios we'd like. Users have the ability to create an unlimited number of assumption sets, and they all live within one model. No longer is there a need to create and manage separate models for every change of assumptions that comes up. freeing up our time and preserving some level of our sanity. Similar to how RLAs are handled, in the valuation section, VAL gives the ability to create as many valuations as we'd like, again, all living within one model. We can create different valuations by applying varying parameters or by using different valuation methods. A toggle determines which valuation is pinned to the main information bar at the top. However, all valuations are available for review on all of the applicable reports. We give each a description, set the valuation as of date, and choose which valuation method to use: direct cap, DCF, or direct entry. We decide which NOI to cap, set any adjustments to NOI for the residual value calculation, and input the standard valuation parameters: cap rate, discount rate, hold period, and cap year. And finally, set residual value adjustments and enter any costs of sale. You can see here, if we toggle this valuation to be used as the default, VAL recalculates all our numbers and the valuation in our header bar automatically updates in real time. VAL also gives us the ability to layer debt into our calculations. On the debt input screen, we can enter up to 5 loans plus a refinance loan. The toggles determine which loans VAL will use, and each loan is given a lien priority based on its order in the capital stack. Toggle off a loan, and VAL will reassign the priority and use the next loan down. The ability to turn on or off loans allows us to explore different bids from different lenders for different parts of the capital stack. In this example, we've entered an alternative first mortgage with some different loan parameters, like note amount or interest rate. This makes the debt input screen a useful loan bid tool. Check the loan sizing box to activate the loan sizing tool. VAL has 5 separate loan sizing tests that can be applied. Whichever boxes we check will include those tests in determining our loan amount. VAL has more than 70 built-in reports, providing as much visibility into calculations as possible. As mentioned earlier, all reports are easily exportable to Excel. In the Reports and Packages section, we can create custom reporting packages to export to Excel in a single file, with each report under a different tab. Let's take a look at a few of the reports, starting with the most popular, the cash flow. In each report section, all corresponding reports are accessed along the top here. Most reports in VAL offer different options for viewing the results. Here we can change the cash flows to be shown annually, monthly, or quarterly, switch between how the expenses are sorted, and toggle between displaying the figures in thousands. Anywhere there's a triangle or caret, we can expand on the displayed results and dive into the underlying details. Here we can drill down from the asset level to the tenant level to easily identify unexpected results or anomalies that may exist due to improper assumptions or mistyped data. Another example is with expenses, diving down into each expense line. And as we work our way down, we end at our NOI and net cash flows. The Investment Analysis Report provides levered and unlevered cash flows at the property level, including IRRs and equity multiples. We can utilize a previously created valuation for the basis of the investment cash flow, or modify those assumptions to create a unique scenario. VAL provides the detailed cash flows starting with property cash flows, followed by debt service and credit metrics for the loans in use, purchase and sale values and corresponding costs, loan proceeds and repayment, down to our levered and unlevered IRRs and equity multiples. Click the Return Sensitivities tab to view various sensitivity tables, or to modify those variables or edit the investment parameters at the top here. VAL has 4 different valuation reports. The Sale Yield Matrix provides sensitivity to discount rate and cap rate. Here we can choose any one of the valuations created and adjust the degree of sensitivity to display. Notice the tables automatically adjust. The Prospective Present Value Report shows us the present value of the net cash flow for each year of the valuation period, including the residual value. It also includes a snapshot of how our residual value was calculated. Cash flow with valuation provides the specific cash flow used for the valuation that is selected. And the hold period analysis report provides sensitivity to cap rate, discount rate, and hold period across the time horizon. The debt report displays detailed amortization schedules for all loans in use. The audit report section provides additional perspective into our numbers, with audit trails for some of the calculations, like percentage rent, recoveries, and leasing commissions. We showed earlier how to easily add models to a portfolio in VAL. Let's close out the demo by taking a quick look at some of the features available when working on a portfolio. On the main page of the portfolio section, similar to the main properties page, we can sort and filter the existing portfolios by specific attributes. To open a portfolio, click the title. Once in a portfolio, we can see each property, along with specific attributes for each model. The white boxes in the top row allow you to override certain assumptions at the portfolio level without impacting the underlying models. For example, there are different analysis periods used in the models. By typing 10, each property within the portfolio will be run using a 10-year analysis period. The same applies if we wanted to apply a discount rate or cap rate override. We can also select different versions, scenarios, or valuations of the underlying models to run at the portfolio level. Looking at the portfolio reports, we can see the model level details rolled up for the entire portfolio, all exportable to Excel. On the cash flow report, similar to the model level cash flows, we can dive down into more details where a caret is available. We can jump from portfolio level to property level to tenant level. And again, similar to the model level cash flow reports, you can dive into more detail throughout. Scroll down the cash flow showing all the expenses. There's an aggregated tenant roster for all tenants in the portfolio, grouped by property, a lease expiration report, and a breakdown of valuations rolled up to a portfolio valuation. While it may seem we've covered a lot in this demo, we've really only scratched the surface of VAL's features and functionalities. To experience the benefits for yourself, be sure to set up a free trial.
Thank you, Stu. So for anyone that has any questions for Stu, please use the Q&A chat feature located at the bottom of your page.
Ash, this is Tim with VAL. I saw that someone did request if the demo is available. I know you guys will be emailing that out. In addition, it'll be on your YouTube page. But additional to that, if someone did want a copy of it themselves, they can reach out to us and we'd be happy to send them a copy. I know that there was a comment that was in the chat that the video quality was a little bit off. That might be related to Zoom. So if you wanted another copy of that with a little better quality, we'd be happy to send that. You can shoot an email over to info@rockportval.com. and we can respond with that. You can also go to rockportval.com, request a trial, or request your own personal demo as well. We'd be happy to set that up.
Awesome. Tim, how would someone get started if they wanted to use your platform? Like, what are the first steps that someone needs to take?
Yeah, I'd say, first of which we always recommend a personalized demo just because, modeling isn't, it's kind of an in-depth process and everybody kind of has their own style of doing it. So going through it with us is always a good first step. And then in addition to that, we always recommend trialing it because you really want to get in there, kick the tires, and make sure, it's something that you're able to figure out. And then, we set up training from there if necessary. We're always happy to do that. We want people to love using the platform as much as we do, and anything we can do to push that, we do.
So I see we have 2 minutes left. So if anyone has any questions, please use the Q&A chat.
I also see a question in the chat area, how detailed the rent rolls with regard to multifamily properties. Derek, you want to handle that one?
Sure. With multifamily, you can basically get as detailed as you want. You can do unit mix level if you want to, or you can do individual unit if you want to. So we're happy to show, on a demo offline how that works, but we have the functionality to do both. And we have an import tool for multifamily as well. So if you did have individual rent roll, you could import that.
So 2 questions here. Do you have an API and that can export the information? And then 2, is it US specific?
So the first question, yes, APIs, you can feed data into VAL from a source. and then you can feed the data that's in VAL out to another source. And that's really kind of where we're setting ourselves apart from the industry, and that's where we're getting a lot of attention. And then the other question was, is it U.S. specific? Is that the?
Yes. So how much your product U.S. specific? Are there any limitations to use your calculations outside the U.S.?
So currently VAL supports the U.S. dollar with regard to labeling in that regard. So, U.S. and Canada, obviously it's easily used. We have some folks that are using it internationally, but keep in mind the results will be displayed in U.S. dollars. There is on the roadmap to incorporate foreign currencies. Awesome.
And then last question. And if someone needs to get in contact with either of you, how would they do that?
You can reach out to me directly at tbenz, B-E-N-Z, at rockportval.com, or if it's easy to remember, just info@rockportval.com, and that goes to all of us, and we'd be happy to speak further.
That's awesome. Stu, Tim, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.